A very good morning, everyone. Uh, Please type AV in the chat box if my audio and video is clear. Please type AV in the chat box. My audio and video is clear. So today, as we have planned, there has been some big changes that have happened in the way the UPSC form filling is happening. So we thought we will have a live session where first sir will explain how exactly we need to go about filling it. And post that, you can clarify all your doubts. And after this session, I recommend all of you to fill it properly so that there is no confusion. Okay. So in this regard, I will hand over the session to Gorky sir. So Gorky sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sir. So as we planned, sir, first let's go about how do we plan to go about, sir? Shall we go about discussing the form and then go about with questions?
So in any type is okay. I'm just having just oral information what I need to provide them. So just I'll have an overview for them so that they can also have an understanding how to move about. See, previously what we had was we had an OTR, that is one-time registration, and then you will apply for the exam and you will stop it, right? So that's what the previous models were. Whereas this time what we have was completely changed. So you have one-time registration and then you have other three parts to be filled. Okay, so after one-time registration, you have part one, which is going to be your prelims registration form, and then part two and that is part three and part four, which is going to be your general information survey and so on. And the last one is going to be the payment, right? So this is how we have four forms. All four forms have to be filled, right? So that's important. And one after the other, it has to be filled. And there are many informations which are asked. And remember that all the informations what a candidate will provide in every step of or every stage of the exams have been collected now itself. That means you will not have any opportunity to change any information after the closure of the entire what do you call the application process. That is on 11th evening 6 p.m. the official submission will be done. After that 7 days you have open time for some amendments to do. But after that nothing can be changed till your prelims, mains and interview is over. So only in case of any application to be provided or submitted next year, you can change something, right? Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And even in OTR, it's not possible. So OTR amendments are lifetime amendments. It can be done only once. Got it? So take some time, look into various issues, what you have, and then try to submit the applications. Collect all the informations what you require, the documents what you have, check out the documents what you are going to apply or upload, and then do it. Okay. So this is point number one. Point number two, many problems happen with certain wordings, right? Wordings in the sense appearance of a candidate during the time of exam, right? So whatever may be the case, the photograph and your physical appearance need to be similar, right? Say for example, if Mr. Sumant is appearing in this formal posture and he has a photograph like this and he has to be like this similar when he is going to be in person. If he has a beard, then you need to have it. If I didn't have it, then I cannot have it on the day of exam. Okay, because at times some candidates may have some slight changes in appearance when we have some mustache or without mustache or with beard or not, right? So accordingly, try to manage it. You need to have an appearance similar to that photograph, and that photograph should be recent. Okay, so don't have it with a clear picture. So if you want, you can have a picture which is taken up formally and edit it using some paint editors. Don't change that particular texture, but you can resize them as the UPSC actually has. Say for example, photograph should be around 550 by 550, whereas your signature will be 350 by 350. So all details have been there in your dashboard. So those details, just check it and then do it. Got it? And similarly, the size of the photographs and documents. So they have indicated how many bytes it should be, in what format it should be, JPEG format or JPJ. It cannot be PNG, and all documents should be in PDF. So all these try to check in before you try starting your application format, right? And similarly, another important thing what you need to do is signature. Okay, usually people may have at this stage of your life, you may have different types of signatures posted in different things, right? So try to have your own official signature which you use in bank or whatever it is. Try to standardize one and use it completely through your life, and try to use those in this aspect, because when you what signature you use in your application, the same you need to use in your exams. Okay, remember that. Okay, that's very important. You need to remember the same signature has to be there. If you are going to use some other signature, then there will be an issue there on the day of exam. Okay, both prelims and mains and interview, wherever it is. Okay, remember that. And similarly, uh, the other aspects of that, fee payment. Okay, check your fee payment whether it has been credited or not to the UPSC. Okay, so in your account or in bank account, wherever it is, try to check whether it is done. So these are some basic things which are common to everybody. So coming to OTR, the first thing what it is collecting the details of your family. It takes your name, your parent name, okay, your date of birth. So all informations are carried out. Okay. Remember, whatever information or names you're going to give in person, it should be based on your certificates, especially your matriculation certificate, right? In case if you don't provide matriculation certificate, you're going to provide 12th certificate, then it is going to be 12th certificate. Okay. So based on your school certificate, what you are going to have your name, it should be in that way. Remember, there cannot be any corrections made other than one time. Okay. In this particular column, what you're going to make. Say, for example, my name is Arun Shankar Gorky. If I didn't give some space between Arun and Shankar, then if I'm going to edit it, that's all. It's once. After that, in Gorky, if I have made it as Gorki instead of Gorky, then I cannot do it. Even if you mail UPSC, they won't entertain. Okay, so these are certain issues in the first column which you are going to do it. So make it sure that you type it correctly according to the name which you have it in the what do you call, metric or 12th certificate, right? And number two, in case any student have changed the name, right? Say for example, I have changed my name before 10th certificate is published. Okay, then don't worry, you haven't changed the name officially, right? So you can leave it. So have you changed the name? No, because after 10th certificate is published, so you have a matriculation certificate name. My name is Arun Shankar means if I'm going to add Gorky after 10th completion, my 10th certificate has my name Arun Shankar, but in 12th I'm going to have Gorky included. Then this is called as name change. For that, you need to have an affidavit. It has to be claimed and published in the Gazette, and then you need to have it. Then only you can use that particular change in the name. Got it? Before 10th certificate, anything maybe your name that's immaterial. From 10th certificate onwards, in case the name changes, you need to include that particular question, that is, have you ever changed the name? Yes, and necessary document has to be included. Got it?
So is
As
it
far as
possible, sorry to interrupt, is it possible to share the screen and take it forward, sir, so that they have more
see,
clear?
the problem is we don't have that access, no? For every candidate will have it. That's a problem.
Okay,
Otherwise, we can just have all columns put in place.
fine, fine.
Uh, and even I cannot create one, because when I create one, naturally it has to get access to various steps. Then only I can fill it and do it. So which may not accept it. Mother's name and father's name, whatever name you are going to give, if we are going to have some ID card, say for example, Aadhaar card and all, if you are going to give it, then you can also provide that particular same spelling what they have. So name of parent, you use the ID card which is going to be submitted, that's better. Okay, so no more any issues. Similarly, date of birth. So some candidates may have two date of births. One is official, the other one is for celebrations. So try to use it which is available in your certificate, especially 10th certificate. Don't change anything. Nothing can be changed year after, right? Remember that. And this is first part, okay? In the first part, one problem what you have is what do you call the questions which are asked personally. Okay, don't fear. So especially OBC candidates, don't fear that providing some wealth details will strip you from the claim. Okay, so they will ask you which one of the following is possessed by the family. Say 1,000 square feet or above house plot or an agricultural land of an acre or so on. If you possess, you just provide it. Don't worry that the OBC certificate will not be nullified because you provide that particular wealth. These are immaterial for provision of OBC non-creamy layered certificate because during the application process itself, they won't ask you these details. Okay, because the detail what they require is whether you fall under a backward class and whether your parent fall under income test or wealth test. That's all, right? So that 8 lakhs limit, that is most important rather than your individual wealth what you have. Understood? Unless or otherwise, these wealth are going to be earning you benefits which are more than 8 lakhs. Nothing is worried for. Okay, so provide the informations rightly because tomorrow it may create a problem in case if you suppress a fact. Because at the end of the day, you're going to give some declaration, and the declaration will be your fate, right? So the declaration says that I'm going to provide all informations right. If the suppression of fact is found, then it is an offense, okay, breach of trust. So try to provide the informations what you have. In case if you have a house where you live in, it is say 2,400 square feet, yes, provide, just click it, not a problem, because they are not going to get take much of details about it. They are just having one particular information what they have. Got it? So in the first column, these are certain things which you need to remember. In the second column, what you need to have is your details of the prelims exam, whether you want to appear only in prelims for civil services or along with IFOS and so on, you give details. In that, you need to remember two things. One, optional subject. You cannot change the optional subject after that. Remember, provide it correctly. Even if you don't choose it, try to choose one, fix it, and do it. Right? And second important thing, what you need to remember is the center. What you are going to choose for prelims and mains, whether it is same or different, accordingly, make it clear. Okay. And the third one, what you need to remember is, apart from center and optionals, you need to remember the languages. Don't confuse with Indian language in the mains exam and the medium of language. Medium of language is medium in which you are going to write the exam, whether English or your mother tongue, right? Indian language, what they are going to ask is the compulsory paper, what you are going to write along with English, right? Apart from English, you need to have one Indian language to be there, except for Northeast people, you need to have that. So that language they are going to ask you. Remember? Okay, so remember it very clearly. Have a distinction between that medium of examination and Indian language. So don't confuse it. And if you change the medium of exam, then ultimately you will end up with writing in the medium of exam what you are going to appear for. Otherwise, your paper will not be evaluated, right? So for in case there are people from Northeast, so you need to have your native certificate which has to be uploaded. They will be asking you if you are from Northeast, and then you need to do it so that you can claim the exemption from your language papers, right? Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to claim. So apart from that, uh, nothing much to be worried. All details are self-explanatory in your application part. So choosing options for IFOS, choosing options for your civil services, everything will be done. Okay. So completing that, you will move on to the third part, which consists of few columns where you have some other details of your education, other stuff will be asked. Try to provide all education what you have provided: school, degree, that is graduation, diplomas, PG, everything. If you submit it, after that you cannot add something, right? So try to provide what all the things which are there. If it is under process also, you can put it under process, not a problem, right? And apart from that, you will be asked for some socio-economic survey. Don't fear about the survey. That survey will not be taken into consideration as a part of application. It is just for a evaluation what they are going to have. It's a regular process, it's a routine process. Even we have done it 20 years before, right? So that's nothing to worry about it. You can feel free to communicate in that. There will be some suggestion box. Genuinely, you can give some suggestions. You will be heard with, because we have given some suggestions when we went to interview at that time, and those suggestions were heard, and we had responses from UPSC creating some email IDs and so on, providing certain student interfaces, all were through these suggestions only. Okay, so definitely they will hear for good suggestions. Even if you want to have something to be told regarding your syllabus, you can feel free to do it. Not a problem, right? So all socio-economic informations will be there. It is only for studying and policy making and to reform the system. So you can provide the informations what you can provide. That is merely for what do you call survey, right? Then comes with your the final part, which is going to be the payment part, where you need to have some payments which have to be done. Check whether the payment is done. Especially for those who are exempted from payment, you also have to fill that particular form where you will say that you are exempted, and then only you need to submit it. It doesn't mean that you are not eligible for payment so that you need not fill it. So all four parts are important for all people, irrespective of any exemptions. Got it? These are certain things which are there. Now coming to the documents part. So when you come to documents, the most important documents what you need to upload is your community certificates, irrespective of whether what all the communities you are, except for general. So SCSTs doesn't have any problem. They will just upload the community certificate, which is there. There is nothing called as validity clause for them. Whether it is new or old, not a problem. Whereas for EWS and your OBC, so the certificates are valid only for an year, and you need to come up with certificate which is, issued after 1st April 2024, right? And any certificate OBC or EWC, it should be there before the closing of the application day, that is 11th of February 2025, right? So in this financial year, it should be. Remember, for OBC, it will be 3 consecutive years. Okay, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 22, 23, 23, 24. Okay. Whereas for EWS, only 1 year. And for EWS, it is entire family. Whereas for OBC, it is not entire family. It is going to be your parent alone. So father and mother earning. You can earn crores of money, not a problem. If you're married, your spouse can earn crores of money, not a problem. What your father and mother were earning during their lifetime, during that particular 3 years, does matter. Got it? Whereas for EWS, you're earning, your spouse or whatever it is, and apart from that, you have your own parent earning, all clubbed together will be taken into consideration, and that's the reason why they consider for a year. Understood? So there are difference between OBC and EWS conditions. So accordingly, you need to have, and we have even provided the forms to you in the groups. So you have to, in case OBC non-creamy layer certificate, there are the formats which are there, which is also there in the notification instruction page. You can get that particular instruction page of format or proforma, and you can see whether that particular clauses are correctly mentioned in your OBC certificates, right? So OBC certificate name and the matriculation name should be same. Your father name should be same with spelling. Your caste name should be with the same spelling and serial number, which is displayed in the central list, irrespective of whatever the name you have it in the state list. It doesn't matter. If I have my caste name as I in state list, and if it is going to be E in central list, E is preferred, not I. Remember that. Okay. So all these things are to be noted down. And you need to actually, for OBC and all, you need to upload a declaration for yourself also. That proforma is also available in the UPSC website in your page itself. You can download it and upload it. Not a problem. Okay. So you need to have 2 proformas. One OBC non-creamy layer certificate, which is issued by the government. The other one, you need to declare yourself. Yes, I know this is a clause under which I am claiming my OBC non-creamy layer certificate, and that proforma has to be uploaded. Okay. So both have to be done by you. Understood? So these are the basic things what you need to remember in this filling. These are fundamentally important, which you can't do anything. Remember, I'm stressing again and again, you cannot change anything. You cannot request any changes in these application, whether it is going to be subjects, optional subjects or name or whatever it is, center, nothing can be changed. Okay, fine. Now, coming back to certain personal informations, especially extracurricular activities, prizes, awards, your talents. Okay, whatever thing it is, which in case if you have a record holding at national level, state level, region level, district level, inter school, inter university, you can always mention it. If you are a participant in NSS or NCC, definitely you can do it. You can provide it. In case if you are having any organizing capability, you organize some events, national, international, or inter-university at your college days or school days, definitely you can mention it. Apart from that, in case of any special talents, what you have, say you may be having some skills, creative arts, visual arts, performing arts, any creative things, what you have, you can provide. Okay, so all these things will improve your personality in front of the board. The most important thing is hobby. Okay, it doesn't mean all these are not mandatory. Okay, if you don't have seriously in a hobby, just leave the column, not a problem. But if hobby is something which is very important activity, which is considered to be almost an alter ego of a career. So how important a career is, same is like a hobby. Okay, it's not just a leisure time work, it is something a serious business, right? So in case if you have multiple hobbies, try to prioritize them, try to provide them one by one. So don't provide a list of hobbies like you have a list of menu, right? So hardly max 5. Don't go beyond 5. That itself is too much. Okay. So because when you have a leisure of a particular time, you can't do all 5. Okay. And remember, the questions will be there in case if you have more hobbies, definitely they'll be curious to ask more, and they'll be easily finding out whether you are really following that hobby or not, right? Because once, say, if I put it as gardening, whether it is indoor gardening or outdoor gardening, or whether it is kitchen gardening or terrace gardening, there are different types of gardening, right? So when you actually do gardening, you will find certain important things which you do, certain things which you have done practically. It's not learning about gardening, it is almost doing about gardening. Got it? If I say I am having a pet raising as a hobby, then what pet you are going to raise? So what are the different breeds of a dog? What ailments the dog have? What are the different symbols, or what do you call the signs the dog will say it is sick? It's a simple question which I can ask you, right? So how you feel that the dog is sick? So what signs you can see? Different types of barking, how the barking is. So wagging of a tail. So different types of all these things you would have observed if you really raised a dog. Got it? So naturally, don't think that you can study a hobby and just put a hobby and you can do it. And previously and all, reading novels or reading biographies, autobiographies was a choice. What they will do, they will just read 4 or 5 autobiographies, and the board will ask you what autobiography you read. You will say 1 or 2, and they will ask a question on that. But nowadays, they also ask, they try to understand whether you really have that particular hobby of autobiography. That means they will ask 1 or 2 questions. Any person who is interested in autobiography will know that. Got it? So the practicality of that or reality of that particular hobby is really learned by them. Okay, they can easily learn from your answers, from your gestures, from your postures, words which you use actually, right? Because each member has an experience of 45 years of services, right? Even post-retirement inclusive. So they are more than double of your experience, or at least 3/4 of your age, your experience, their experiences. And 5 members think the synergizing the experience of the board, it goes beyond 200 years of experience, the cumulative one. You can't just fake them as you wish, right? So they can just go through your mind and read your mind and come back within just 5-10 minutes of your speech, right? So that's a simple logic. Don't try to provide a fake hobby just for the sake of providing. If If you don't have, no problem. You can always leave that, right? So these are certain important things what you need to do, and there are preferences what you need to provide. Importantly, now you need not choose cadres, but you need to choose your preference for services. 23 services. The 3 service, yes, you can choose anything. Preferably IAS, IFS, and IPS, right? That's the order. If anybody have a very craze for uniform service as such, anybody there? Can you raise hands?
Students, there's an option, an emoji to raise your hand. If you can raise your hand, who all are interested for
Okay, one.
IPS?
So only one? Okay.
Okay.
So how many? I mean, even if you doesn't want to raise hand now, but still, in case if you have some emotion attached to uniform service, better you just do away with the emotion and try to have IAS first, right? So you will regret later. Then have IAS first, then have IFS, and then have IPS, right? So that's a basic thing. In case if you don't really like IFS, I don't want to go from the territories of India, just put IPS second, not a problem. But even within the uniform services officers say, if you are in coaching, please advise people not to put uniform first because they lose many opportunities as such, because it's better limited to certain areas, right? So choose always IAS first in all India services, then IFS or IPS, and then third one. But fourth to next 13th. Okay, so always have group A. Don't put group B first and group A next. That's a blunder what anyone can do. So all India services, group A services, group B services. Okay, that's the idea. And in group A services, always choose 4 and 5 IRS. Okay, either ways, it's up to you. If you wish field more, put fourth place IRS customs. If you like desk more, then put IRS IT first. Got it? So accordingly, you do it. Generally, take a note that accounts, finance, communication related, there is information communication related jobs. They will give you ample scope for study. Okay, you can go abroad, you can study more. You have better visiting certain places likewise. So though if you are liking that and you like also accounts, you can choose accounts, corporate law, and so on. So every job has its own features. Defense jobs will have the benefits of both defense as well as civil services, both clubbed together. IRMS, that is your Indian Railway Management Services, will have better perks and accommodations wherever you have. They are good departments with finance. They have a very great financial backup. So accordingly, according to your interest, you can choose. But anyway, we have assisted you in providing some idea on what do you call choosing the career, right? So for Group B, as the order goes, you can choose. So first armed forces, then you have Danix, and then you have Pondicherry services. So in that order itself, you can put. Whereas on others, you can just juggle out. So that's not a big deal what you can have, right? So these are certain things what we need to communicate to you. And now you can ask me questions. According to your questions, I will add more facts regarding the application. Yes, please.
Students, we have also put in a UPSC form filling Q&A Google form. If you could fill that, we can take one question at a time and take it forward. Upon that, if you want anything to express, you can even unmute and ask so that, we can go in a structured way. Sir, in the meantime, do you recommend to show a few DAF forms so that, they also get an idea of how other students have filled it?
It's okay with that because it has some personal information too.
No, just the medals and other aspects. So
that I can, that we can do.
So I thought of showing one of our recent students thing.
Yeah, yesterday, one guy would have gone.
We had
right?
one of the student who went to the thing. I also shared the transcript students. So it's like, so please give your opinion on this, of how it has been filled, and what is your opinion? This is a student.
Yeah. See, here, this particular student, Siddharth had, he has mentioned about the prices, right? So he has given some information what he had been with certain scholarships or prizes or whatever it is, his participation and so on. So it's quite natural that when I see this particular entries, definitely I can feel that this candidate is worth of some business models or some entrepreneurship model and so on. Got it? So when he is in SS, he has taught some underprivileged students. So all these will give an opinion about your psychology. So what you actually for, right? So that's one, what it is. Okay, fine. So
Yeah.
there are many such DAF which we saw, which were very informative. And nowadays students have much opportunities also to do so. And they do many things, right? So you can always provide it. That's a good opportunity to limit your or direct your interview in that direction, what you actually like for, right?
Right. We'll take the questions, sir, so that we can go on by one.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Sir, Pranjal is asking a question. How should we approach the section 7? Form?
So may I know what is section 7, please?
Section 7. Pranjal, could you elaborate which aspect of section 7 you like to get clarity on? Okay. We'll wait for that. Pravalika is asking a question,
Okay.
sir. What about SC caste and what should be the income limit of my father?
See, for SC communities and ST communities, it is irrespective of your income, you can claim it. That's not at all a problem. Okay, so you can just claim, even if your father is a civil servant, you need not worry about it. Clear. You can claim.
So there's no aspect of creamy layer for scheduled caste as such.
Yeah. Yes.
Akansha is asking a question. I could only find the OTR form along with basic details. When will other forms which you mentioned will be available?
So you need to fill the OTR form first, and then it will one by one, it will be made available in your portal itself.
Right. Step by step.
Yeah. In the dashboard, you will get one by one.
Anjanath sir is asking, photo appearance is fine for prelims, but for mains, maintaining same appearance is little difficult, especially with respect to beard. What are your suggestions?
Oh, why so?
Manjunath.
You can shave it off and go, right? It's so simple, right? Yes,
So please
Manjunath.
maintain the look, whichever is more comfortable for you, Manjunath.
Say you can have a bird till the day of exam. After that, shave it off and go. That's all.
And even with respect to the attire, does it matter or just the looks?
No. See, attire is not a problem. It's just a physical appearance. See, the problem is that even during our times, we had some problems because in photographs, they would have not used specs. Got it? When they come to medical, see, interview and all, that's not at all a problem. In medical, there will be a problem because we are moving from one room to another rooms for various checks which we need to do. So every time they are not going to see, there can be a possibility that, say, I may have an ailment. I can impersonate myself with my twin, or someone else will go instead of me in a medical exam for an X-ray, say, for example. Got it? So everywhere I cannot just have a check and scrutiny system. So that's a basic idea. So especially for the medical purpose only they ask for, because in other areas you have your own ID cards and so on, which is there. And especially nowadays, there are some issues which happen. See, all these are because people have faked the system. That's a problem, right? Electronic goods were once allowed, whereas even I remember I can take a calculator before when I was there. But later it didn't happen because when Bluetooth device came and one candidate was captured with that, that system was disallowed. When I went for the first interview, you can even get your phone inside. You can just keep the phone outside the interview hall and you can go. Got it? You can have your pens, you can have your watches, you can have your belts. Nowadays, it is not possible. Why? Because there was a crooked guy who recorded the system when live recording was happening with the interview board. So because of that stupid attitude, now you can't have a watch, you can't have a pen, you can't have your any other gadgets inside. Got it? So the way the UPSC actually treated people were it's exorbitantly different. They really looked up to you as an officer on the day of UPSC interview. So they will just treat you as an officer, right? Everybody will address you in the term of sir. They won't even call by your name. And they will offer tea or coffee or biscuits at every time. So you will be there for 1 hour. For every 15 minutes, there will be a person who will be coming you and addressing you for having a tea or coffee. But now when people go and say it's all way back. Now you have a what do you call the dispenser? If you want, you just pay and get it. Why? The status is lowered by us in front of UPSC. They are ready to respect us, but the problem is that because of the societal norm and we try to do something mischief with them, they show your place. That's all.
Very
So that's a problem. That's the reason why you had all these. Say why you are going to fill all these issues, because last couple of years you had two different types of problems. So naturally they are collecting informations and they are collecting declaration. For the first time, they are collecting declaration for OBC itself. You have to say I'm an OBC because you give money and get an OBC certificate, and the officer says, say, in front of me, these are the documents given. According to the document, I signed. That's all, right? So neither the officer nor you are going to be punished. Whereas now I have declared myself an OBC, non-creamy layer, and if I found it wrong, then I am liable for punishment. Got it? So why this happened? Because it's we fail the systems at times. That's a problem, right? So that's a reason why that photograph and all becomes a matter.
So in caste certificate, Bhavna is asking a question. Caste certificate there is mention of only state entry of OBC, no mention of central entry. What to do
See,
now?
caste certificate is not a problem. OBC certificate, you check it out. Because caste certificate, they will give it in a particular state. They will give it only the state entry. Based on the state entry, when the OBC certificate is claimed, it should have a central entry. Check whether the central entry list number and the name is correctly matching. Okay. OBC
How do
non-creamy
you
layer
think they
certificate.
will find that, sir? What is the procedure for that?
No. So when they give, see how an OBC non-creamy layer certificate is applied. I need to first claim that I belong to the OBC community. For that, the state will give me a certificate, right? So that certificate will be taken up to the VAO, and VAO or Tahsildar will give that particular OBC non-creamy layer certificate. When I am mentioning that, I need to put the I should ask them generally for OBC certificate non-creamy layer. They will provide the central serial list as well as the name of the caste. Usually, some new officers or some officers who may not know, they may put the state thing itself. So we need to inform and get it.
Bhavna, I hope that's clear. If there's anything more, please put it in the chat. We will retake it once we finish the Q&A. Hemachandra has asked a question, sir. My parents' name is present in the 12th certificate. Is different from their Aadhaar ID. Only the space difference is there. So which document to produce?
See, it's not which one is doesn't having space. Accordingly, you need to decide. Say, for example, if 12th certificate, what they have, you can just have the same name. In case the spellings are not different, there won't be any problem. Okay, if the spelling is completely different, then only the problem is spacing. I don't suppose much issue will be there, right?
Spacing part. But based on what is mentioned in the 12th certificate,
Yeah, that is
reference
always
better
better.
to be
That is
taken.
always better.
And Nandini is asking a question. Belonging to SC community, I hold community certificate issued in 2009, but my appearance of my matriculation 10th, which was on 2010, can I use and upload the same?
Yeah, not a problem. See, for SC or ST, community certificate is a only document, and it is one document. It is valid for lifetime. The OBC only, it is since it has creamy layer concept, you need to make it yearly validity. Okay, otherwise not a problem.
And can yoga be mentioned as a hobby? I have university certificate
Yes,
yoga practitioner.
definitely.
Yes, you can.
No problem.
Absolutely.
Definitely you can. Definitely you can.
Okay. Jeevana Priya, you have to be more specific on the age relaxation aspect. If there's anything specific, you can please bring in. So do we need to provide certificate for the positions held in college now?
No, you need not provide certificate, but you need to mention, and in case if you are continuing to be an employer, then you need to have a non-objection certificate. That's all. For position, you need not require.
So in
Say I may
case
be
of
an assistant professor, right? I may be an assistant professor. I need not be claiming the position by a certificate. But since I am an employee in a particular organization, the organization should not stop me from joining it. That's the reason why they ask for a no objection certificate. Okay. So if it is a private college, I think it's not much a problem because you can just resign with a 3-month notice. But if it's a government college, definitely you need to get anything which is government, you need to have a.
So in case a working professional is there, do we need a proof for position of responsibility, in your opinion?
No, not required. That's what private means, not required. Okay, government means you need to have NOC. That's you need to just because I am a particular position, I need not prove that position. That's not required.
Nikita, please go ahead.
So, sir, my question was also related to the positions of responsibility I held in B.Tech. Mine was a government college,
Okay.
NIT Kurukshetra, but I don't have a
Okay.
a proof. It was some club, arts club, that I had headed.
That's and all. It's not at all a problem. You
Okay,
just headed a particular organization or kind of, right. That's
right.
not. You are going to mention it as an activity which you have done. That's not a
Yeah.
problem. You can just tell them. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a question here from Hema. My parents are SC Hindu. I'm converted to Christianity recently. Should I change the community certificate? What do you think?
Okay. So now you have complete. You are claiming to be a SC Hindu or a Christianity by faith.
Hema, please raise your hand so that this can be addressed.
If you are literally claiming, no, sir, I'm just leaving that particular certificate of Hindu SC, then you need to claim it as BC. That's all. Backward class certificate will be there. You can put it in OBC category.
Right. So, okay. So if this conversion is happening, the backwardness is not considered, sir, as I see.
As of now, it is. Now, say if I convert to another religion, then they become backward. You cannot claim SC as of now. That claim is now under committee and all is there. No recommendations are there, and so on.
Hema, I hope that's clear. If you
So
have further doubts,
usually
please go ahead.
by practice, say usually the current situation is by practice they will be Christianity, but by claim they will be as Hindu. So that clash is there. That is where the recent committees and all are appointed.
So there are some students like how Anupama Vaishali has mentioned that she doesn't have a hobby on a regular basis, but I do undertake a few on a frequent basis. Can you suggest me something in this case? So for students who don't have
That's
a
what.
hobby, how do they tackle that insecurity that they don't have a hobby?
See, remember one thing. So interview is not all about you need to have something. Okay. There is a general perception. You need to have an hobby. I need to have a blazer. I need to have a tie. All these are self-imposed notions. I never used blazer, but I had a tie, right? Which is really uncomfortable for me because in my lifetime I don't use it. But there was a candidate from Bihar. I remember he is Naveen. I suppose he is also selected. That particular guy, he was just as casual as it is, as I have. It's a plain shirt, as Mr. Sumant has. I think the same color he wore. Even the first button was unbuttoned, you know. He went into the interview board in the same unbuttoned, first thing was unbuttoned and came unbuttoned only. He got selected. So it doesn't matter that, say, you need to appear decently, that's all. Okay. You can even appear in a traditional dress. Do you know that? Your traditional dress is also a formal dress. If I am hailing from Tamil Nadu, I can go by a shirt and a dhoti. But whether I have a gut is a question. If I have guts to do it, I can do it. Nobody can question me. But all these are self-imposed notions, you know. You need to have these type of shoes. You need to have this type of tie. You need to have a blue tie. You need to have a red tie. Red tie means it is aggressive. Blue tie means it is sober. So all these nonsense we have imposed ourselves. UPSC doesn't expect anything out of it. Do we have anything code of conduct which is there for an interview board? No. They say it is a decent, normal, formal dress. That's all. In the especially UPSC board still says many people at the day of March to April, when the interviews are happening, it is a scorching sun there. They don't advise you to have blazer. They have asked the candidate to remove the blazer because they clearly understand that why you want to have it in the scorching sun. So that is what the UPSC is all about. So don't worry about doing certain things which market always says. It's all about your inner confidence. There was an instance why I say this because when they would have asked me whether you knot a tie, I will definitely say I don't know. Literally, because all the time when I went to UPSC interviews, there will be one of my seniors or there will be one of my roommate who knows it and he ties a knot for me. And even today, I'm least bothered to tie a knot. But if they would have asked me, I would have said, yes, I don't know about knotting a tie. But unfortunately, a fellow next board, when they asked, he had a very uncomfortable tie, it seems. And they asked him whether you knot a tie. Yes, he said. They asked him to remove and knot a tie again. But unfortunately, he doesn't know. So the idea is, they ask you, if you don't know why you have that particular tie, we never asked you to have a tie. But the idea is, if he would have said no, then he would have got selected. If he would have said yes, he was just chucked out because he lied before a particular board. Okay, so it's all about the confidence what you have. Even if you don't have hobby, don't worry, you can answer other questions. You will not have questions on hobby. Simple reason is what they will ask maximum. Why you don't have any hobby? You can say the same question which you asked me. You can say it answer. Sir, I do have one, but I don't do it regularly. Hobby is something which is doing regularly. So irregular manner, I do A, B, C, D. So if the board is interested, they can ask, what is that A, B, C, D? That's all. Okay. If you're really serious about that, but still I am irregular in that because of my timings. Yes, you know it better. As I mentioned before, if you know some inner details, you can always have it.
Thank you for
That's
that.
idea.
Students, I hope you got a clarity. Don't go with the insecurities. Have a clear clarity on what you are and proceed for. So here, Anupama has this question regarding her name. In 10th, her name is Anupama. Initial was B of missing, but while in all the IDs, she is Anupama B. Is this considered as a name change? I do have affidavit saying that it was by registration mistake at school and my proper
Yeah,
name is
then
Anupama B.
you have that. Yeah, you have the document. No, not a problem. So you can always upload the document and say I am Anupama B now.
During the
Yeah.
application form only,
See,
this has to
see
be uploaded.
the idea is that only 10th, I think she has the initial missing. 12th degree and all you have be included, right?
Yes.
I suppose. If it is included, then you just put the name change column is yes, and then put it that particular affidavit what you have, upload it, your issue is sealed there.
Vilas is asking a question. The details we fill in OTR, is it permanently not editable throughout life? Or I wish to appear again, can I add and edit details or add documents?
No, OTR only once it is allowed, and that too maximum period is that closure of application and 7 days after that. That's all. Up to 18th. After that, you cannot do it. If before 18th, if you do it, and if it is done once, it is sealed. If you didn't do it, yes, one chance is there. Next time when you do it, you can edit it. Otherwise,
And Bhumika,
if you
to
want
answer
to
your
edit, you
question,
can edit once in your lifetime.
edit once. Okay. Bhumika, nothing is compulsory. You have asked a question. If you join NSS in college, is it compulsory to upload the certificate? It's not necessary. You can declare
not a
what you
problem.
want or need not declare whatever. So Nikita has asked another question. Planning to give traveling as a hobby instead of being generic, should we mention details like I've been to 20 countries to add more value? For painting, should we be specific about the type of painting?
Okay. Say type of painting, it is better to have type of painting because painting means what type of canvas painting means, just canvas painting. You can just have a thing like that. Okay. So it is always better to have be specific in certain things. Traveling as a hobby. Yes, really you have traveled for 20 countries and you could manage information about 20 countries, what you can tell. Yes, of course you can. So traveling to countries, yes, you can put an hobby, not a problem.
The next question,
The thing
Sarina
is
has
you need
asked,
to manage some questions, that's all.
yeah, to add on to Nikita's question, what you write in the DAF will channel their conversation. That's what you need
Yes,
to
that's
remember.
all.
You are giving
Yeah.
them the clue on what they want to ask. So Swarina is asking this question. She has been to Coco Nationals but can't find the certificate. So if some achievement is there, but there's no
Not a problem.
certificate.
Yeah,
Is
not
it-
a problem.
Is it fine, sir?
The question, see, remember, they don't verify any certificates. They are going to verify only the certificate which you are uploading with respect to your community, your education, that's all. Others, NOC and so on. But otherwise, nothing on part of achievements or nothing, they are going to verify it.
Students, I hope that part is clear. So anything related to hobby, they're not going to verify. It's only the community aspect. See, in my OBC certificate, a letter is missing in my name. I'm in the process of correcting it. Don't know how many days it will take. What to do?
Sorry, sir, you need to correct it and upload it. No way in that.
So you have any idea how much time it might take, sir?
Say usually it say now it is online in certain areas. So usually it may take around a week. Okay. So it depends upon the state, it depends upon the bureaucracy there. So sometimes 2 days also the new certificate is, there are instances we got even new certificate 3 days, within 3 days. So just since it is in process, you can just look out to the officer, make it an appeal that application is pending. So you can just have it. But without that correction, it's not possible.
Yeah, please look into it. So I hope that's clear. So caste certificate and OBC certificate,
Different.
is it the same or different? Okay. In my
Different,
state
different.
income and caste certificate is the same. Okay. It's different. Yeah.
No, it's different.
I don't have any hobbies Okay. Will this lack of hobbies or medals negatively impact? Swati, the answer is no, as Sir just
No.
clarified just a while. What you are, you mentioned. And since you are from a corporate background, you mentioned your experience of the corporate background. That's more than sufficient. Well, sir, could you explain what could be beneficial if I claim OBC NCL and if I don't? So right now, what is your opinion, sir? Because OBC is not really make such a big difference. Do you recommend a student
See,
going through the
the
OBC
thing
process?
is, why we need to claim OBC if you have, or why I can leave it. I think someone also asked in a chat also.
Yeah.
Say, the idea of reservation is that it's not about, especially OBC means hardly 4-5 marks, right? Hardly. And sometimes it is almost 1 or 2 marks different. But in mains, it makes a significant difference. In overall final result, yes, it makes a difference. At times, what happens? I may be a general candidate. I would have secured 100th place. Okay. Say IAS or IPS would have gone, got it. And I would have ended up with IRS. If I would have an OBC candidate, there is a chance of getting into IAS. Got it? The mark difference may be very low, but I have a claim to that particular position because of this reservation. So why to do away with that particular claim if you can become it? If you have so, yes, of course, students who enter into civil services day one, though they belong to reservation, they will have a feeling, I need to clear this particular exam in a general category. It doesn't mean that claiming a reservation or reserved category seat and entering into the service is something which is flaw, right? It is not a wrong. It is just a privilege what you have. You can exercise your privilege. You can exercise. You need not exercise. That's your right. But the privilege is given to you. When you have the privilege, at times that privilege will fetch you what you require when there is no chance of getting it in a general category. Got it? As simple as it is. Because 1 mark may pull you down 50 ranks below, because there may be a chance of getting same marks between candidates for 10 to 15 candidates having same mark. So just a half a mark or 1 mark will pull you down to rank 40, right? From rank 1 or rank 5 or rank 2, just because you may fall down. So at that time, when you miss out a chance, you can use this particular reservation if you can avail to get into that particular desired position, what you prefer for. Got it? So if you have a chance, you use it. If you couldn't have a chance, yes, you can't do it. That's all.
Is there any added benefit for the employees who are working and preparing for UPSC? And if so, how to implement and NAV?
Means what employee means? Whether
Ibrahim, you
defense,
should be specific on that. I think
say generally employee doesn't have anything. Okay. But in case if they are an employee in a defense and they have been in short service and get into civil service, yes, they do have some benefits, right? Other than that, there is no benefit in having say state services or central services, some other services you are. Yes, in case if you are a government service, in service record, the already say for example, if I am there in a state service for say 5 years. Now I am selected into IAS. That 5 years in the state service will be counting in the service record. That's all. That is possible for a government employee. For a private employee, nothing is going to have any benefit.
Sajay asked around 6 questions.
Okay.
I'll just answer a few, and if anything missing, please tell me.
Sure.
Educational information should be based on the 10th standard information. That's the first primary thing. Second, document upload. Does graduation pass certificate means provisional certificate, or what is the copy of recognition letter? So could you please clarify this second point?
See, first point, I think it is same, right?
Yeah.
10th is that is what you call the metric or the state exam, what you have.
Yeah.
Graduation certificate is nothing but your degree certificate, right? In case if you didn't have a degree certificate, say for example, you have just written the exam, the provisional certificate can be uploaded for time being. And when you go for mains, they will ask you, in case if you have it, you need to re-upload it, or during the interview, you will be asked for a degree certificate.
Coming to the third point, Ajay, since from your birth, whatever achievements you have done, that matters. There's nothing like past 5 years. And income mention should... Yes.
Yeah, just a minute. Say achievements in the sense, what you made it in schools and colleges, fine, right? So from the birth time, I don't suppose something records are going to be available.
Unless it's something exceptional.
Yeah, true.
That's what is. Income mentioned should be both government pension and income from other sources, or just income from other sources alone. Regarding
It
the
is according
parents.
to the, so since you put government pension, I take that your parent are government employees. If they are government employees, their income from pension and salary will not be taken into consideration. Only the income from other sources will be taken into consideration.
It's income from other sources alone.
For the government employees, right?
For government employees. And language wise, read, write, and speak. I know only two languages, Tamil and
No
English. So should I enter?
As you mentioned, you have to enter. So Tamil, I read, write, speak. So any exams passed? Yes. 10th, I mean, in case in degree also, in case if you are in arts or humanities and you have some, what do you call, degree as a, what do you call that question? Sorry, degree as a part of the subject, you can say degree also, you can have it. And as far as in case you don't have anything as such in exams. Say for example, I know Hindi or Telugu or some other language. So in case other than this, in case if I have a third language, say for example, I learned Russian. Okay. So in that case, from Russian Cultural Center, I learned Russian. So I can speak, read, speak, and write this particular language. Exam is their language, what they have meant. That's how we can have it, right? So that's how I can mention. Say Hindi Prachar Sabha exam. So you put it at maximum what level you have achieved, you can have it.
Students, please focus on others' doubts also, because your doubts might be clarified through this, so that you're very clear on how to apply. And lastly, matriculation certificate means 10th standard mark sheet, Ajay. And Mansoor is saying, okay, I belong to state backward class. My class is not in OBC class, in OBC reservation. Is valid for me or not? Mansoor, no, it's not valid for you if your class is not in OBC. If you want to check whether it is in OBC or not, you can go to NCPC website and check whether your community comes under it. But do you think, sir, if someone belongs to an OBC, sir, do they have the time right now to get an OBC certificate immediately?
So it is according to their state bureaucratic time. So it is up to the official. Say in case if they could easily get it, yes, of course they can easily get it. See, usually they will have 1 week buffer time. So if today they can make it out, so definitely within a week they can get it. Okay, they need to make a representation also. That's important.
Representation, absolutely.
Because certain states there will be personal. Say in Tamil Nadu it is only online, so you can't do anything. It will take its own time. Sometimes certain states you have to directly apply to the officer one-to-one. On the day itself they can give it, not a problem. It's according to the procedure what they have.
And so regarding to age relaxation, I think Jeevana Priya, regarding age relaxation is only with caste reservation or with if you are a part of defense services. And so any other thing I missed out?
Yeah, that's what. So either you need to belong to OBC, SC, ST for claiming age relaxation, or you need to have certain what do you call defense as such as for age relaxation. Otherwise, there is nothing called as age relaxation applicable.
So, and if degree certificate should be compulsorily uploaded now, because I have not received either provisional or university. Now I have transcript of marks combined into one from college. Sir, I think it is compulsory, right? We have to
that you can, see, you need to, but as of now, if you don't have anything, you have completed the exam, I suppose. So for that reason, you have the final year marks also. So you can upload now. So UPSC will send a mail to you. At that time, you resend them the information and then you can do it. But definitely you need a degree certificate when you complete mains. No doubt about it. When you want to appear in mains, right? So before that, you need to have at least provisional. And before that interview completes, the entire process completes, they will ask you to submit your degree certificate. No doubt about it. But as of now, since you didn't receive anything, so since you have mark sheet, that means you have completed the exams. So as of now, you can apply. I don't suppose they will reject it, but they will put a query on that. So you explain them. When the provisional comes in, you have to do it. But it's all subject to ifs and buts according to the UPSC's thing. right? As of now, they have mentioned provisional is required, but still it's valid. It's discretion of the UPSC to accept it. So you apply,
Discretionary.
we'll see what it happens.
So further, if you have any doubts, you always can come to the doubt clarifying group and put it, students. And answering to Judy's question, whatever you write in the form, you have to be very well known about it, or at least do the effort to know about it. For example, if you write that cycling is your hobby, you must at least know that there's someone called Lance Armstrong who went into an issue regarding cycling. Giving an example. So you should know about your hobby and what's current affairs about your hobby. So
See,
probably
to add one thing with to add one thing with a hobby, please don't put watching something as a hobby, right? Listening to music, watching something is not going to be what do you call acceptable hobby, right? Doing something is yes done. Say I am doing a documentary, I accept it's a valuable thing, but watching a documentary at least to an extent is okay. Okay, so I have an hobby of selecting documentaries and do it. But watching some videos again, culinary videos alone, or listen to music alone, so don't. It won't be a good take about your personality. That's important, right? You contribute something. So anything which is contributory, prefer that. Got it?
students is a very important insight. Not seeing, rather doing anything contributory. Please look into this.
That's always better. You know that appeals better.
I've been an NCC leader at school level, but I have the appreciation certificate by our school mentioned as MCC. I've also been NSS leader, best leader awarded institutional level. Can I mention this in the form?
No, you can. Definitely.
But
you can.
this
The leadership, you
certificate,
can.
if you have it, submit it. If you don't have it, it doesn't matter. Right? Swati is asking a question, sir. All my documents have the correct name and my BTech semester results are accurate as well. However, there's a small mistake in my BTech degree where one letter is wrong. What should I do? Is the question.
So you have instead of J, so there is something I.
Something
Okay.
else.
Okay, fine.
I-
So yes,
I think
usually
she can apply for a name
usually the
change.
degree certificate will not be an issue. Only the what do you call matriculation will be taken into consideration. So it should not be an issue. In case if they say something, you just say we will get a degree certificate. What do you call it as? An amendment can be done in the degree certificate and get it. Okay, so don't worry as such. I don't suppose they will look into that issue with one letter. Okay, so if the name itself is different, say if one part of the name is not there, then there will be an issue. So one letter, I don't suppose it will be a problem because the main identity for you is your school certificate. That's more important. If it is right, then half of the problem is done.
So here
Okay.
are a few more questions to go, sir. I hope that's fine.
Yeah, please.
So here, Beauty Sheikh is asking a question. My educational certificate bear the name Beauty Rahila Sheikh. Recently, I've added my father's name as the middle name and I have the affidavit to support the change. I am married to a Hindu, but I have not changed my name after marriage. How should I fill my form to ensure consistency and avoid discrepancies? If you have the affidavit,
See,
I
the
think it's
simple,
fine.
the simple logic is that what is your affidavit, you can just upload that because that is the actual name and you need not change your name frequently. So say in general, my advice will be for anybody, don't change your name frequently. It will create unnecessary problems, not only here, but through your lifetime. So fix out with a particular name. It doesn't mean that you need to change your name once you get married or once you get some other different identities and so on. So have it one name, and that particular name, when you have a name change and you have an affidavit, you can always use it. So now you have an official name. In the column, you put it as, have you changed the name? Yes, I have changed the name. So upload the affidavit and put the particular name. What you name you use as your name. That's all.
And so second question is a typical confusion a student has, like spending time with people from diverse backgrounds as a part of community development, spending time with family. These are not hobbies. Rather, you need to restructure this as journaling.
That's what.
Journaling can be the word you can use here. And however, Beauty Sheikh, as you have a background in CSR projects, you can mention more about the CSR work. Sir, do you have any inputs on this?
That can be done, as you said. So these type of words, see, please don't use cooking, all these things as hobby, right? Cooking is actually a serious business. So you don't understand the seriousness of it. Observing people or say community development means what work you actually do as community development, you can put it in that way. Got it? So what community development work you have done, that you put it. See, always when you want to project it, you can project it in two ways. One, what I aspire for and what I have achieved. Achieved in the sense in community development, what you have really done. Say, for example, as I mentioned in that DAF, which Mr. Sumant shared. So that particular candidate had taught underprivileged student. That is one part which he had contributed. Okay. So in community development, what you did actually, try to communicate that. That will be more effective
I hope
when
that's
you
clear.
read a particular personality, right? Then.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, and Arpita is asking a question. I've participated in Guinness Book World Record as a group participant, but due to this, I don't have certificate. You, in my
No
opinion,
problem.
Arpita,
You
you
can
can
just
submit it.
mention it. Yeah, you can mention. You mention it as Guinness World Book record as a group. So what you did it, you explain that particular thing in a single line. That is what record it is.
And Vaishali, to answer your question, she's asking, am I required to mention that I'm CA Inter? Because I've not completed CA final yet. You have to mention it as CA Inter. Is there anything to add there from your front?
Yes, of course. But whether you will be completing before mains in August is a question. So if so, you are eligible. Otherwise, it won't be eligible.
So Hemant is asking a question. I don't want reservation. Can I apply in general category? Yes, you can. I applied in general. Will there be any issues in
Yes, of
personality
course.
test? It'll be
Nothing.
better. You are more matured there.
So nothing. See, nothing is going to happen if you are not going to take reservation. The thing is, in this 1 year, you cannot take it. In the next year, in case if you want, you can have it. But I don't suppose if OTR is claiming it, I don't suppose in OTR they are asking. Only in application they are asking. So you can change it in case in the next few years.
So in Narendra's question, second point regarding OBC, is it 3-year income certificate or 1-year income certificate that has to be submitted?
No. 3 consecutive years. 3 consecutive years should be given, and out of which the last year will be preferred to find the average. Say for see, idea is that you need to get the average out of it. So what officer will do is they will take the current immediately current one, that is 22 23 24 they will take it. Okay, but 21 22 22 23 they will consider, and the third year based on that they will give. That's the idea.
Kavya is asking a question. I'm pursuing my master's but not written exam it. How should I mention it in the application? Kavya, you should not mention that you're pursuing your master's if you don't have the certificate.
Yeah, I think you have only one option, whether you are passed out or not.
So that means should she submit it as pursuing masters or not pursuing masters?
No, there won't be any column, I suppose, in pursuing kind of. Only completed years they will be asked. So
And-
pursuing not a problem. At the time of exam, you are not completed, so you didn't mention. After when you complete, you can, if you have a chance of mentioning it, you can mention. That's all. Say running marathon is fine. Okay. And public speaking, be careful because it's an interview. You will be given a topic to speak. Okay. So be careful about it. It's so simple as it is.
There was an instance where one of the students was just taken to the garden because they mentioned it as gardening.
Yeah.
To speak about it.
So it was during my time it happened. Popular officer, I forgot her name. She was the first woman IFS officer in India. Forgot her name. She was a terrible nearby garden, in the indoor garden will be there in UPSC. So she asked him. And similarly, painting. Someone said painting, and behind the candidate there were wall hangings. So she asked, what are the different types of paintings you had? So these are some instant thing. When I had pencil drawing, they gave me a sheet of paper to draw. So likewise, it happens.
Absolutely.
So be prepared for anything.
So students, I hope most of your questions got cleared. Please type clear in the chat box so everything is clear for everyone. And if you want the recording,
just a minute. One question, Karthikeyan has asked, is it mandatory to give full list of preferences? See, in preferences, you can give 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Orders. Or in case if you don't want that service, you can put 0, 0. But my humble request is don't put 0, 0. either you need to say why you need to put 00. Say in case you are medically unfit, say you can put a uniform service 00. So when they say why you didn't prefer it, see you can say that I am medically unfit for that, so I didn't put that particular category. Okay, but you are fit, but you are not choosing it. Don't make it. Say really, if you don't want IFS, put IFS third. Putting IFS third is literally you will not get it for sure, because if you are getting a higher rank, you will get either IAS or IPS. If your rank is slightly lower, before that your rank comes, IFS will be filling because it will be hardly 20-25 seats. Got it? So likewise you don't put 00. Okay, unless or otherwise you are unfit for it. Okay, medically.
I hope everything is clear. And if you have any further doubts, you can always ask in the doubt clearing sessions. And we will also share this recording with you. So as you're filling, if you have to re-listen to this, you can re-listen to it so that you get complete clarity before you go ahead and submit your form. I hope everything's clear. Type clear in the chat box. Hope everything's clear. Arun Kumar, there is no income for SC candidates, income category. I hope. Yes, most of it is very clear. So students, thank you so much. Thank you, sir, for your valuable time. And any doubts, you can please put in your doubt clarification group so that you will get everything clear. Yes. So any last words you like to mention here?
Say if you really want to develop, see if you really want to develop in a hobby, you can just develop. Say for example, which you can develop in next 6 months in better way. You can say for example yoga. You can just go to a particular professional yoga trainer. You can do some yogas. Basically, what you can do, at least learn something seriously. So really, what you can do in next 6 months or next in a year. So because you are going to appear for interview next year, right? So hardly 1 year is there. Within 1 year, if you can make it regular, do it regularly and seriously, you can do it. Yes, of course, you can put one and really bet on it and do it. Okay, it's all about your caliber to do it and perseverance to do it and determination and commitment to do it. If you are willing to have it, take one, not a problem, right? Because there are even lifetime examples. One of my friends, he seriously had no hobby. He wanted to have one. He just put yoga. Next 6 months, he went to yoga nearby in Chennai. Made it. He gave a lecture on yoga on that day. Because at that time, yoga and all is not much popular as of now, right? So that's how it is. Okay. So this one kind of. Okay, meditation as a hobby, I don't know how it will appear to be. Yes, of course it is. I practice meditation. Yes, one aspect it is. Again, there will be see certain things. Don't take it lightly. Some serious questions will be there. Say if some person who is related to philosophy and all, if is in the board, they will just nudge you with many questions. You know, with even if I can ask you now, I can list down 10 questions on meditations. Right. Really, when you do it for quite few years, you may know at least what to speak. So if you are going to just do meditation for next 6 months and say, I'm going to be meditating, then that is different. So yoga is different. So yoga is not meditation all about. Yoga to do with asanas and so on. Because it's physical exercise, 1 year you can do it. But on the otherwise, meditation kind of is somewhat philosophical also. So you need to manage those things also. So why I say cooking and all is something risky, because it's a vast area, no? So another important thing is the film appreciation. What they'll do, they just now YouTube channels are popular in film appreciation kind of, but what they do is not film appreciation. It's just a critic on films. So with that, they will say, I also do film appreciation, but it's a very serious business. You have a course for film appreciation for 3 years in National Film Institute, right? So just you put it as film appreciation and do it. Things are different. Clear? That's a thing what it is.
So if you could just clarify
So all
quickly,
these are some issues.
one last thing, sir. If you could quickly clarify, what is the difference between a practice and a hobby? Is there a differentiation? Because what they're practicing, if you're confusing as a hobby, or should it be considered the same? What's your thought on that?
And that's what, see, hobby means if I get a job, what I do as a hobby, that's the lifetime enjoyment what I can have. Say, for example, I want to raise something, or I do cycling something, and cycling is going to be my job. If I'm going to be a cycle coach or whatever, that is what we call it as a hobby kind of. Daily I can do many practices. I can go for a jogging, I can go for a walking, I can do anything, but it's not just an hobby, just a practice what I do. Got it? So hobby is something which I take it as a career kind of. That's what I said in the beginning itself. Hobby is like a career. It's like I carry it through the years. If I have an opportunity, I can even commercialize that. Say handcrafts, say pottery, handcrafts and all, I can commercialize it. Hobby will naturally go to a place where it commercializes. That is what it is taken seriously. So just mere practicing, it cannot happen. Just weekend I cook. It doesn't mean a hobby. Hobby means I need to, if I really seriously taking cooking as a hobby, then what I will do is actually my mind will be creative in cooking. I will create new food varieties. Understood? That will be the real inclination. I don't really cook something. The difference is that seeing something and practicing something is different. And really something which I create out of that is different. Hobby will result in creativity. You will create something in that thing. That is hobby. Gardening means it's just not cleansing the garden and having beautiful flowers and plants. You need to know grafting. You try to do grafting. You try to do something new in that. You try to create something new. You try to have something different style and format in gardening. That will be the thinking process. Got it? If I'm having fish keeping, right? Aquarium is going to be a hobby. You can see real hobby person will know many things. Your friends also can have some fish keeping as an hobby. You can see such a huge amount of knowledge what they have in such as very little age, because the hobby will pull you everything towards it. They know about different sources of fishes, the cross breeding of fishes and so on. Such a huge amount of information they'll have. That is what hobby is. Practicing, yes, I can have a bowl of water with a fish. That is practicing. Pranjal,
Yes.
I have answered your question, section 7. That's what we have answered for a longer time, right?
Section 7 we have answered, yes.
So that's what,
Yeah.
yeah, that we have done in a larger way.
Okay, sir. Thank you, students. Thank you, sir, for your time. And please do apply properly. In case you have any doubts, put it in the group so that we can write. Thank you. Thank you.